Hello, everyone, and welcome back to OSINT Briefing, your go-to podcast for the latest developments in open-source intelligence. I'm Gianluca, and you can find more insights, tools, and deep dives at osintinvestigate.com. Let's get into today's key OSINT stories and trends shaping March 19th, 2026. First up, AI-generated content is reshaping OSINT workflows. Over the past few weeks, analysts have been raising concerns about the growing volume of AI-generated images, videos, and even synthetic personas circulating online. Today, multiple OSINT communities are discussing how verification workflows are evolving to deal with this surge. The challenge isn't just spotting deepfakes anymore. It's identifying subtle manipulations in otherwise real content. Investigators are now relying more heavily on layered verification, reverse image searches, metadata analysis, geolocation cross-checking, and behavioral inconsistencies in accounts. A key takeaway here is that OSINT is becoming less about finding information and more about filtering truth from noise. Second story, Telegram and decentralized platforms remain critical OSINT sources. Despite ongoing moderation efforts across major social media platforms, Telegram channels and smaller decentralized networks continue to play a central role in conflict monitoring and extremist tracking. Today, analysts highlighted how closed communities are increasingly using invite-only structures and temporary content to avoid detection. This makes archiving tools and real-time monitoring more important than ever. There's also a growing emphasis on linguistic analysis, understanding slang, coded language, and regional dialects to interpret conversations accurately. If you're an OSINT, this reinforces the importance of not just tools, but cultural and contextual awareness. Third, geolocation techniques are getting more advanced and more accessible. One of the most exciting developments in OSINT right now is how geolocation methods are becoming easier to use, even for beginners. New browser-based tools are simplifying terrain comparison, shadow analysis, and satellite imagery overlays. At the same time, experienced investigators are combining traditional methods with AI-assisted mapping to speed up verification. However, with accessibility comes risk. Misidentification and rushed conclusions are becoming more common. The OSINT community today is emphasizing the need for transparency, showing your methodology, citing sources, and being open to correction. Fourth, data breaches and exposed datasets continue to fuel investigations. In today's news cycle, several newly surfaced datasets are being analyzed by OSINT researchers. While details are still emerging, early discussions suggest these leaks could provide insight into corporate networks and digital infrastructure. This highlights a recurring theme. Publicly accessible or leaked data remains one of the most powerful resources in OSINT, but it also raises ethical and legal questions. As always, responsible use is key. Just because data is available doesn't mean it should be used without consideration. Finally, the OSINT community itself is evolving. There's a noticeable shift toward collaboration. More analysts are sharing workflows, publishing case studies, and contributing to open investigations. At the same time, there's a push for standardization, creating common frameworks for verification and reporting. This could be a big step forward in making OSINT more credible and widely accepted across journalism, security, and research fields. Closing thoughts. To sum up today's briefing, AI is making verification more complex. Encrypted and niche platforms remain vital sources. Geolocation tools are expanding rapidly. Data leaks continue to drive investigations. And the OSINT community is becoming more collaborative and structured. That's all for today's episode of OSINT Briefing. I'm Gianluca. Thanks for listening. If you found this useful, visit osintinvestigate.com for more tools, guides, and updates from the world of open-source intelligence. Stay curious, stay critical, and I'll see you in the next briefing.